Hi, it's Dave with Classic Blade Review. Today I'm going to show you one of the knives that I carry. It's one I regularly carry around with me. It's one of my EDCs, or everyday carry knives, and it's my Case knife. But before I do that, just a little bit about Stockman knives, in case for those of you who may not know some of the history and how they became so popular in the United States. A knife company out of Sheffield, England, really started selling these pocket knives to the United States during the Civil War. They made a ton of money from America during the war because they sold the knives to both the North and the South armies. So for some years they flourished as they manufactured these knives, found a huge market and need in America. And then what happened is, at the end of the Civil War, the Sheffield Knife Company out of England realized that they needed to revisit their product, and that the needs that during the war were different than the post-war era. And in order to stay relevant in the market and to really come up with a product that would still be useful in America, because we were huge clients of theirs, they did some research as to what would be needed, specifically what was needed out west at cattle ranches and during cattle drives, like what would be needed by cowboys that were in need of a tool to carry in their pocket as they would sort of grow the cattle industry. So what happened is they came up with what we call a Stockman knife, or some variations of the knife. It's called a cattleman's knife, and it's this really small knife. In fact, the one I'm going to show you it's a Case knife. I'll show you the box. I got this knife as a birthday present in 2020, so it's a really nice little knife. But it's a Case knife, and Case has been around since 1889, manufacturing knives in the United States. So they have been around for a super long time, make a really good quality product. And then the knife that I'm going to show you here is the Case Stockman white pearl Corelon. You can see the handle on it, sort of fancy looking, and it's got the silver nickel bolsters, and it's a 3-blade. And I'm going to show you those blades. It's got a clip point blade, which is like the main blade. And if you look really close, you can see where it's an Ivory Quartz, one of 2,500 made, limited edition. I didn't want to use this knife for the longest time because it just looks so pretty. But it's a useful knife, and it fits perfectly in the pocket. Don't have to worry about a sheath, so I have been carrying it around. But basically, those Stockman knives that Sheffield came up with had the main, or the clip point, and then they would also include the Sheepfoot blade, which, as you can imagine, was used to clean the hoof of cattle or of horses. And actually this blade also was used to cut tobacco back in the day. And then the third blade would be the Spey blade, which, as you can imagine, it's got sort of that. Now this blade was used for castration of bulls, and I don't know, I'm not a cowboy. I don't know a lot about livestock. This seems like he'd be getting awfully close to that animal, more close than I'd want to be. But that was the initial design and use of that particular blade. Now this Case knife, which I really do enjoy, again, it's got a really attractive handle, the white pearl Corelon handle. It's a good knife. It's light. It's just over 2 ounces in weight. So it's you can carry it on you, and it's not cumbersome or bulky in any way. It's a good quality knife. Again, I've been carrying it around for about maybe a year and a half or over that, and I've not had no issues. It's what we call a slip joint knife, meaning that the blades don't lock. Each blade, they're pretty tight. It's really well made. The clip point, or the main blade, I wouldn't even say there's any play, but it's almost can almost feel just a tiny bit, but nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, it's just a good quality knife, an attractive knife. It'd be good for just an everyday carry, or even if you know someone that collects pocket knives. This is a good one to add to a collection as a gift. But again, I use it every day. No problem with me, and I've had no problem with it. So again, this is the Case White Pearl Corelon Stockman knife out of their Premier Limited Edition. Hope you enjoy your day, and happy knife collecting.